Hi, Kevin Retcher here. Today's video is exciting. We're going to go through 15 key questions to assess your home buying readiness. Here's the thing. These 15 questions are going to assess your ability and whether you're ready to go through that home buying process. As a mortgage broker for over 28 years, real estate agent for over 20, insurance agent for over 20, I know everything that you need to know about buying a home. And I also understand that determining whether you truly are ready to buy a home involves more than just having some money in the bank. Here's a comprehensive 15-question assessment broken down into 3 categories to help you evaluate your readiness, keep your own score, and find out where you stand in the end. First 5 questions, financial readiness assessment. Question number 1. Do you have stable employment and consistent income? Lenders typically require a 2-year employment history and reliable income to qualify for a mortgage. College time works toward that 2-year history. So if you're just straight out of college and get a salary, you technically have the 2-year history that they're required, even though you don't have a W-2 pay stub or the income to show it while you're in college. As long as you get a job within your field, that counts toward your 2-year consistent employment and income. The documentation you're going to need for those 2 years is going to include pay stubs, tax returns, W-2s, and potentially your college transcripts. Question number 2. Do you know what your current credit score is? I'm just not talking about what they show you on your credit card statement. Most conventional loans require a minimum credit score of 620. FHA requires 580. And VA loans don't have a minimum but prefer 620 or above. Otherwise, it's a manual underwrite. Here's the thing. You can go to freecreditreport.com, get a credit report from each of the bureaus. Once a quarter, you can just spread the 3 bureaus out, do one every 4 months, and you can track your credit score that way. Another key tip, go to opt-out pre-screen. Make sure you put your information in there to get stop getting those pre-approvals in the mail. And also go to donotcall.org and make sure you put your name on that so you don't get trigger leads when your credit's pulled. Okay. Question number 3. Have you saved enough money for the down payment? Here's the thing. Down payment requirements vary between different programs. Conventional loans require 3% or greater. FHA 3.5%. VA loans are 0% down. USDA are 0% down. But typically, you want to have enough for your down payment and potentially also your closing costs. Try to shoot a little higher than that 3%. Try to go for 5, 10, or 20. It will help you buy more home, potentially get better mortgage rates. Question number 4. Do you have enough funds set aside for closing costs? Closing costs typically range from 2 to 5% of the home purchase price and are on top of the down payment and can include origination fees, appraisals, title insurance, and other expenses. Here's the thing. The 2 to 3% is probably the normal range in certain areas. 2 to 5 is probably in higher tax areas like New York, California, Virginia. And depending on when tax bills are due, your escrows and closing costs are kind of grouped into one number for closing cost on top of your down payment. So not all of that is technically cost. Some of it is starting up the escrow account for your taxes and insurance from a technical standpoint. Question number 5. What is your debt to income ratio? Most lenders prefer debt to income ratio at 43% or below of your back ratio. Okay, so your first ratio is just housing, principal and interest, taxes, insurance, and any HOA or condo dues divided by your gross income. That's your front ratio. You can kind of think about it as if you're paying rent. What is your rent debt to income ratio on the front? you would take your rental income divided by your gross, and that's your percentage now. So when you look at what the PITI would be, you can kind of compare those percentages. What's a back ratio? That is when you take that rent or the mortgage payment and include your credit card payments, car payments, student loans, any IRS monies, any other monthly bills that would show up on your credit report divided by your gross income. So if you can keep that at 45, you're probably fine. There are some programs that allow up to 50, and on VA loans, I've seen it as high as 56. But the lower your debt to income ratio, the better you are. So is your debt to income ratio under 43%? If so, give yourself a point. If it's higher, then we got a little work to do. Next category, lifestyle and commitment questions. Are you planning on staying in the same area for 3 to 5 years? Here's the thing, homeownership involves significant transaction costs, right? Make it so it makes it more beneficial if you plan to be there longer, at least 3 to 5 years. And if you're not going to be there for that period of time, that you at least are considering keeping the property maybe as a rental for future income. By using this time frame, it allows you to build equity and recover the costs associated with buying the home. That's at 2 to 5% on closing costs. Okay. Question number 7: are you prepared for home maintenance and responsibilities? Unlike renting, homeownership means you're responsible for all the repairs. You need to have a ongoing budget for expenses like the HVAC servicing, plumbing repairs, general upkeep, lawn care, some maintenance, some painting. Put aside a budget for that. In general, that's kind of like your home buying budget or home savings budget now. Maybe once you're in the home, you can convert that to your maintenance budget. Question number 8: do you have an emergency fund for unexpected repairs? Financial experts recommend maintaining 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund, plus additional funds specifically for home ownership repairs. Home maintenance costs can be unexpected and expensive. So, having two categories, one being the home emergency expense budget, and that emergency 3 to 6 months can afford you some comfort levels once you're a homeowner. Next category, market knowledge and goals. Have you researched your target neighborhoods thoroughly? Understanding local conditions, school districts, amenities, and future development plans can be crucial. If you're transferring into an area or moving into an area, maybe renting until you get to know the area and you have the knowledge of the area is a better decision than buying right away. This will help you make a sound investment in choosing the right area that meets your lifestyle needs. Question number 10: do you understand current market conditions in your area? Market conditions can affect both pricing and negotiation strategies. Understanding whether you're in a buyer's or a seller's market helps set realistic expectation for your home search. Question number 11: have you clearly defined your must haves versus your nice to have features? Creating and prioritizing a home feature list helps you focus on the search and prevent you from being overwhelmed by too many options. Consider factors like size, location, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, yard space, and specific amenities for the best outcome. Next category, professional support and understanding the process. Question number 12: have you been pre qualified for a mortgage or have you ever been pre qualified for a mortgage? Getting pre qualified provides a clear understanding of how much you can borrow and demonstrates to the seller that you're a serious buyer. Pre approval letters are often required for offers to be considered serious. Make sure you ask for that closing cost estimate so you can double check if The budget for the down payment and closing cost are within reasons. You can do this pre-qual even a couple years before you even truly are deciding to buy. It'll give you a foundation for your readiness. Do you have a qualified real estate agent and mortgage professional? Working with experienced professionals who understand your local market and financial needs is essential. As a veteran, you'll want a professional familiar with VA home loans and requirements. Make sure that your loan officer and your agent are on the same team and that you have a conference call and have a conversation about expectations. You're hiring both your agent and your loan officer. Keep that in mind. Question number 4. Do you understand the complete home buying process? From making an offer to the closing day, the home buying process involves multiple steps, including inspections, appraisals, final mortgage approval. Understanding these timelines can help you set realistic expectations for yourself. Do research on YouTube, ask your agent, ask your loan officer. But have you ever talked through what is an actual process with both of them? It'll give you a better understanding. Question number 15. Are you emotionally prepared for home buying journey? The home buying journey can be stressful, emotional, challenging, especially in competitive markets. You may have to um, get into escalations and waiving certain things. So before you do any of that, make sure that you understand if you waive something, what you're waiving. Have a good understanding of the market. Being mentally prepared for potential setbacks, negotiations, and responsibilities of home ownership is crucial for success. Here's the thing, what was your score? If you answered yes to 12 to 15 of the questions, you're well prepared to begin your home buying journey. If you answered 8 to 11, you're on the right track, but should address the remaining concerns before starting. If you're in the 4 to 7 questions category, significant preparation is needed before you start beginning your search. 0 to 3, focus on building your foundation before considering home ownership. I hope that this 15 key questions to assessing your home buying readiness was helpful for you. Comment down below what your score is. If you have any questions, reach out, give me a call. My name is Kevin Retcher, owner of First Meridian Mortgage. To all the Marines out there, I say Semper Fi. Let's get you into a home.